So family, I'm going to continue where I left off at. In Lala, Moki, and Big D, I want you to understand this is why your Baba's the way he is when it comes to race relations. I don't hate anybody, but I don't ignore what was done to our people. And I don't want to destroy any group or any race, but I want to neutralize anybody's ability to oppress us. I understand that we as a people, we don't have any friends. All we got is each other. And that's why your Baba is the way I am. I didn't just get this way overnight. I lived it all my life. As our Ma'apa continues, our ancestors were massacred by white terrorist racist mobs. As I said before, they massacred our people and destroyed our towns that we raised up and developed with little or no resources. Our towns became wealthy, self-sufficient, and independent as black towns and communities. And this was done after we left the plantation, after the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, when they promised us 40 acres and a mule. They threw us off those plantations and we didn't have anything but each other. And somehow, because of the people we are and the divinity that's in us, we were resourceful enough to develop wealthy, prosperous towns. They were viciously attacked by white racist terrorist mobs because of envy and jealousy of a demonic white racist barbaric terrorists. The towns were, and this is just a few of them. I don't want to use all your time by going through all of them, but this is just a small portion of all the towns that we raised up. Fresh out of slavery, doing Reconstruction throughout this entire country. Wilmington, North Carolina, 1898. The bloody red summer of 1919. Throughout this nation, white terrorist racist mobs massacred whole towns and communities of innocent black people, women, men, children, and elders, murdering, looting, and burning towns and communities down to ashes. They did this with the sanction and permission of the law enforcement and the government of this great nation in assistance. This took place in Washington, D.C., Knoxville, Tennessee, Longwood, Texas, Phillip County, Arkansas, Omaha, Nebraska, and the most dramatic and deadly massacre, it took place right here in Chicago, Illinois. One of the most notable massacres that took place is known as Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. Also in Rosewood, Florida, January 1923. And I must mention what took place with our beloved child Emmett Till at the tender age of 14 on July 25th, 1941 in Money, Mississippi. He was brutally murdered, lynched, and mutilated beyond recognition. I must also mention our 4 baby girls that were murdered on September 15th, 1963 in Birmingham, Alabama, when a bomb exploded during Sunday morning services at the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama, killing our 4 baby girls. Addie Mae Collins, 14 years old. Cynthia Wesley, 14 years old. Carol Robinson, 14 years old. And Carol Denise McNair, only 11 years old. Ask yourself, what manner of an evil demon could go into a church and be welcomed by its members, sit with the church members doing Bible study, pray with the members who showed him nothing but love, and he pulls out a weapon and begins shooting, killing, murdering the Bible study group that he just sat and prayed with. This is exactly what this monster, Dylan Roof, did as the Bible study group stood up to pray on June 17, 2015 in Charleston, South Carolina at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. Only demons could commit such an atrocious act with no regard for human life. How many Dylann Roofs are employed as law enforcement agencies or officers and counted among all the so-called good cops that we constantly hear being bragged about? After arresting Dylann Roof, these good cops rewarded Dylann Roof for murdering our people by taking him to Burger King and treating him to a meal that they paid for before taking him to the police station. The innocent victims of this vicious, evil animal, Dylann Roof, that they were Reverend Clementa Pickney, 41, Cynthia Hurd, 54, Reverend Sharonda Coleman Singleton, 45, Tywanza Sanders, 28, Ethel Lance, 70, Susie Jackson, 87, Dr. DePayne Middleton, 49, Reverend Daniel Simmons, 74, Myra Thompson, 59. I'll never forget, and I always call your names. I always recognize my ancestors that suffered due to no fault of their own. To all those who suffered these atrocities, due to no fault of your own, to you I say, honor you today, and remember you today by saying and pouring libations. Ashe.